Hook fights with his long sword and with his hook. Peter fights courageously. He pushes Hook to the back of the ship. It is a terrible fight. John, Michael, and the Lost Boys fight the pirates. After a long fight, they throw the pirates into the sea. Peter and Hook move all around the big ship. Their swords make a loud noise. Suddenly, Peter takes Hook's sword and pushes him into the sea. Hook shouts,
"Oh no!"
He falls into the sea and into the mouth of the hungry crocodile.
"Oh, Peter, we are proud of you,"
says Wendy. She kisses him on the cheek. The boys cheer.
Hooray! Hooray!
Peter smiles and says,
"The Jolly Roger is ours now. Let's go home."
Chapter 7. Home at last. At the Darling home, Mr. and Mrs. Darling and Nana are desolate. They always think about Wendy, John and Michael. They look at the 3 empty beds and tears come to their eyes. Mr. and Mrs. Darling never smile or laugh any more. Mrs. Darling sits in the silent nursery and cries. She thinks of her children, their games, and their happy voices. Nana tries to comfort her, but nothing can make Mrs. Darling happy. One night, after several months, something incredible happens. Wendy, John, and Michael fly into the nursery. Mrs. Darling is sitting near the fireplace.
"Mother, Mother, we're home,"
says Wendy. Mrs. Darling turns around and sees her 3 dear children. "Is this true, or is it a dream? I can't believe it," she says.
"Oh, Mother, we are home at last,"
the children say. Wendy, John and Michael embrace their mother and kiss her. "How wonderful to see you, my dear children! How wonderful to hear your sweet voices! Oh, let me look at you!" She calls Mr. Darling. Mr. Darling is very happy and surprised. There is great joy in the Darling nursery tonight.
"Mother,"
says Wendy,
"Peter Pan and the Lost Boys are here too. They are waiting outside."
The 6 lost boys slowly enter the nursery. They look at Mrs. Darling and smile at her.
"Mother, these are the Lost Boys. They haven't got a mother. Can they stay with us?"
says Wendy. "What dear little boys," says Mrs. Darling. "Of course they can stay with us. And where is Peter Pan?"